now rocking with TDF everything. Spoiled Rotten.
Spoiler alert.
Welcome and welcome back, everybody.
Hey.
It's me, Daniel,
And ban.
on Spoiled Rotten. And today, we are going to... Turns out this is a surprise revisit for me. We're going to
This
talk
is
about...
not that for me, so
still actually jury's out if I've seen this already. There's parts I remember, I think, but I don't know. Anyway, we are talking about Teen Titans, the Judas contract, which came out in 2017, part of that DC animated universe. I thought, like, oh yeah, I've seen versions of this across media, but I've never watched this movie. And then, like, by the time they started talking about Dick and Starfire moving in together, I'm like, wait, have I seen this? This all feels very familiar. I don't know if I've seen this or not. But was familiar was that this is another Brother Blood movie, and I was like, fuck, I can't get away from this guy.
yeah.
Not a fan.
So here's the thing with this. Obviously, if you look back to the episodes we did this year, we finally covered all of the Titans TV show. And when I watched this, I was so mad because this was so much better than all 4 seasons, and they had so much runtime and all that kind of stuff for everything, and I'm just like, 83 minutes puts 4 seasons of it to shame.
That's the thing, is like this.
It's wild.
I like this more because it's closer to Young Justice.
Yes.
But also, it's not so caught up in trying to be edgy like the Titans TV show. Although, maybe I'll eat my words, because there's some elements of this where I'm like, why the fuck are we doing this? But, in general, the characters feel more true to what I like them for. And they actually work as a team in this. So, it has a real leg up on the TV show for that alone. But I still was kind of like, I don't know what it is, but anytime Brother Blood is involved in something, I just tune out. I just cannot. I don't know what it is. There's nothing inherently wrong with the character. I'm just like, I just don't care about this. I don't. It's not of interest to me at all.
I mean, this was more of interest to me because it didn't have the season 4 issue with Titans, where it's like
forward. This is he's Brother Blood. He knows what he wants. Mother Mayhem's here too, but they didn't do the weird build up to him becoming Brother Blood. The movie starts with him being Brother Blood.
Absolutely. And on top of that, his intentions are very clear in this. They're very, very clear. They don't fully reveal what the intentions are until Act 3, but you can see what they're doing here, and I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, and the Titans are on the way, and all of this is legitimate.
He also wants the Titans.
Yeah, and he ties it together with the whole Deathstroke thing very, very well. And I'm just like, okay, all of this is streamlined. All of this makes sense. We have a villain that's fully developed, that knows what he wants. We don't have to do this wishy-washy thing of oh, he's got to figure out what he wants. And then when he does figure out what he wants, the audience is unclear about what he wants. So it's just this is so much better. Yeah. But in the sense where, going back to what you said about Brother Blood, I'm like, no, I can tolerate this. I don't know if because I'm not familiar with the Titans. I'm sure that Brother Blood and Deathstroke I know Deathstroke for sure, heavily tied with the Titans from the storytelling standpoint. But the Brother Blood thing, I'm like, all right, keeps coming back, so I guess. And to me, the fun thing about it is yeah, that's a Titans level threat. You know what I mean? It's just, it's there. I
didn't have time. My plan was to read the original 80s run.
Okay.
But I just didn't have time. But I do know that Brother Blood is one of the first issues. So
gotcha.
I didn't remember that. Of all the times I've seen this play out in comedic fashion or more serious storytelling, I never remembered the Brother Blood part, so there's something in me that just doesn't care for him. But I should say, for people who don't know, this movie is about the Titans. When the movie fully starts in earnest, it is Dick Grayson coming back to the Titans after he's left and become Nightwing, and the team has changed, and Starfire has become the leader, and he's helping them because Brother Blood keeps doing these things and killing people, and he was already hunting him and his cult, so they decided to work together, and they have a new team member named Tara. Or Tara. I feel like I've heard it pronounced Tara because, you know, she can move Earth and stuff, but I feel like this movie said Tara. So,
I feel like probably I heard Tara a lot. I heard
so they did say Tara.
Tara once.
Okay.
But I'm just like, I don't know if that's just the character being a dummy.
Yeah, but
because it's Damien that
Tara.
says it.
Yeah, I think it's supposed to be Tara.
I think so too.
Obvious power-related reasons. Anyway, she's new to Dick Grayson, obviously. In the movies universe, not new to them technically. She is coming up on an anniversary with them, but it is like they know her, they like her, and she's constantly trying to keep them at arm's length, and that is what I've always known about the Judas contract, which is she is there to betray them for Deathstroke, and yeah, that's the gist of it. She's there to betray them, and they got to deal with that.
Yeah. Much like our Green Lanterns episode, I really wish they didn't call this the Judas contract. Because, like, the moment they did, I'm like, well, I know one of them's going to betray people. And lo and behold, it's got to be the person that's holding everyone at a distance and all that kind of stuff. So,
I just feel like, but to me, it's kind of like, if you know Teen Titans, you know the Judas contract. So it would be like, we're doing the Killing Joke. No one would be like, oh, well, now I know what's going to happen. They'd be like, oh, sick, they're doing the Killing Joke. So this is like, hey, we're doing Judas contract. Okay,
that's a fair point. And I'm just saying that because I'm like, not revisiting for me, and I don't know a lot about the Teen Titans. So
well, I mean,
to me, I'm like,
version of Judas contract in the Teen Titans show. Like this was basically season 2 and season 4 put together of Titans. Mostly because it's the Deathstroke stuff, but he's heavily tied to Judas contract and the Brother Blood stuff, who is also heavily tied to. I've learned now. To Judas contract, so that makes sense that those 2 seasons are basically this movie, but as we said, done better. What I didn't remember, the only like what the fuck are we doing moment I had was, and again, my main memory of this feels like it was in the kid-friendly stuff, so maybe this is in the comics. It's why I wanted to read the actual comic run before we recorded, but I just didn't have time. Is my memory was not at all that Tara wanted to get with Deathstroke.
Fair.
My memory was like, no, it's like a daughter thing. He sends his daughter in there to screw with them. And daughter, but never like a big thing hinging on her being like, hey, if I do this, we'll get together, right? And I'm like, this just seems gross. It
is gross. It's so gross. And that was my one thing about this thing. I'm like, ew, she's young, man. That age gap is gross. That's DiCaprio.
They make a point of being like, I'm not actually a teenager, but I don't know that they land the plane on fully cementing that and making it clear that she just looks younger than she really is. I really just didn't like it, and it's definitely, if we're adapting things, it's something you can drop.
Oh, it's gross to me, especially when you consider the Tara backstory of how Deathstroke actually saved her from her village or whatever it might be from
to kill her. They were calling
basically her a witch. Doing like Salem witch stuff, but that kind of stuff. But like, I'm just like, oh, okay, great. So he met her even younger, and basically he groomed her. That's even more disturbing. I hate it.
And
it's so gross.
Not care for her at all. Like when she gets shot, he's kind of like, yeah, okay, well, not shot, but like basically they're like, I guess we're jumping around. We'll get back to this. Never mind. But like, my point was just like, I don't think this was properly paid off. Just because it happens in the comic doesn't mean we need to bring it into the film version of it. I'm just saying that to cover my bases. If it did happen in the comics, because I haven't read them, I'm just like, you could just leave that out. That's just weird. They were already doing the sexual stuff with like all the times. This is also what made me be like, I think I do vaguely remember this, like when just all the sexual stuff with Dick and Corey, and how at one point she's like, oh, he didn't last long enough, and everyone laughed. And she's like, oh no, like I meant during the fight. In sex, he's very proficient. Like,
I really liked that part. There was some really good humor in that,
Yeah.
for sure.
I was like, yeah, we're doing that stuff. We don't need
Yes.
to do the whole. She's a woman trapped in a girl's body that really wants to get with the older guy. Like, I don't know. It
Is
doesn't
that
serve-
what her Tara's thing is? Because that wasn't
That's
clear to me when
what
I watched
I'm
it.
willing to give them. Again, I didn't.
Oof.
I didn't
I am
have my
not
phone
willing
on
to
me.
give that.
I didn't remember them, as I said, landing the plane on what her deal was.
Mhm.
So I'm just like, I'm assuming those flashbacks happened more than the 10 years ago, or like that it was like in the 50s or something, and so she is old. I don't know, but it's just like,
no.
I just don't like it, and I didn't.
So, yeah.
I just wanted it to not be in there.
Yeah, it doesn't matter if it's like, oh, you have a 40-year-old in a, let's say 25. Okay, let's just say
Well, no, she's
25-year-old.
gotta be a teen, because that's the whole point of the Teen Titans.
See, this is the thing that I'm
That's-
like,
that's the point.
anything I try to give it, I'm just like, yeah, no, that doesn't make sense.
I was
Like,
saying
what-
I'm willing to give them she's a woman in a kid's body, but
I'm not.
I don't know that they ever properly put that together for me, and maybe I just have a bad memory.
So I am not willing to do that. This inherently is gross to me, like all of it.
Oh, I'm not saying it's good. I'm saying
No, I'm not
if
saying
that's-
it's good
if
either.
That's what they're saying is happening. Otherwise,
Sure.
it just is a 20-year-old instead of a 17-year-old that wants to get with this old man. Like, it's
Mm-hmm.
bad either way. If they're doing, but I'm really an old person, I'm just in a kid's body, or if they are just doing, I'm older than 17, but
Mm-hmm.
still, there's a huge age gap here. So that wasn't me trying to explain it away. That was me trying to be like, is that what the movie was trying to do?
Yeah, the way I read it is this is a DiCaprio situation, and even worse because it's like, oh, okay, so you groomed her basically into this. Because the thing with you, what you said is like, oh, that she's a daughter-like figure and all that kind of stuff. I'm like, I would have preferred that
I've
so
only
much
ever
more.
seen that version of it, that it's
Yeah.
a daughter, because this movie also has to work around the idea that usually the beef is Dick Grayson and Deathstroke, but they kind of made this one Damien and Deathstroke, which makes sense. It's like, oh, both from the League of Shadows. You took me out of the running to be next up, but usually it's like, hey, Deathstroke feels a way about how Dick Grayson operates, so he sends his daughter in to fuck with him, and there is an element of like, and I'm fucking with Batman by fucking with his kid as well. So that it always, again, I'm thinking of like 2 or 3 different interpretations, but that always made sense to me. And yes, I'm thinking of versions that were meant for kids. This is obviously not meant for kids. So maybe they were just being like, this is a more palatable way of doing this, but I think that is a better fix. If it's in the comics.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to defer to you on that because I've never read the comic on this. But it's just one of those things. I'm like, nope. The way I interpret it, he groomed her, and this is a romantic relationship that is purely unethical, and I don't like it.
Yeah, and it also, we already had Brother Blood in there to like, because it seemed like a cult of one of like he's, yes, everything you're saying, but there's an element of he hasn't had sex with her yet. That is the carrot he's dangling on the stick. And,
Yeah, 100%.
But I'm like, that we already have a cult leader in this. You could have just done that with one of his cult leaders. Like, yes, you'll be able to be with me if you finish this thing. So I just
It's a good
didn't.
point.
It didn't serve the story to have that going.
It makes more sense if the way you just told it from the cult standpoint, because I'm like, yeah, I mean, when you look at the cults, that the majority of cults, that is usually what happens, is like there's a sexual monopoly towards the cult leader, and then it's just like, yeah, you got to do this to prove your faith and all that kind of, like, that would have made more sense. But I also feel like they probably needed a lot longer runtime, maybe, to flesh that out properly. But I'm just like, I'm so disturbed by the whole Deathstroke romantic aspect.
Especially since after...
Gross.
Except we'd get back to it. Yeah, there's just a scene where I was like, what are they doing with this character? Like, it just seems so off. Like, Deathstroke and Tara, I get. Like, she's just caught up in it. And I didn't like it. But, so I can't remember the first roster, but that was the roster I'm like, yeah, these guys are cool, and then I got sad when they were gone. But I'm like, I get it. They all grow up, and that's like first generation. But I think the first roster was like Bumblebee. I hate that the red Green Arrow is called Speedy.
That's
so glad
stupid.
when the show called him Arsenal. I'm like, Speedy is so dumb.
Speedy's dumb, especially because
like,
you have a
Kid
speedster
Speedy.
there. Yeah.
It's it's Wally West, Kid Flash. What's his name? I never remember what Speedy's real name is.
I don't. Oliver Jr.
I like the character. Yeah, no, but I mean it isn't Oliver, but yeah. And is Raven there at the beginning?
No, she's not.
She's not. Yeah.
No.
So yeah, basically and Beast Boy's there at the beginning.
Yes.
And so then like the team meets Starfire at the beginning, but you also get to just see them work in a like cohesive, productive way, which I'll never forgive the TV show for never actually having them do that.
Yeah.
And you basically get the whole like, okay, so it's a very sexual show movie actually, with him being like, he saves Starfire. I mean, technically she saves him by letting him land on her when they go out of the sky, but he does stop her from being sucked into the vortex, and she kisses him and then says, oh, that's how we learn languages. And so then Speedy is kind of like, I know Spanish if you want to learn that, and Kid Flash like, and I know French, and I'm just like, and Dick Grayson just goes, welcome to the Teen Titans. And at a certain point I'm like, I guess if they're teens they're going to be a bunch of horny teens.
Yeah.
That's
that
fine.
That part tracks for me.
Yeah. But it just felt like it's kind of icky that they're just like, my turn now, my turn.
I mean, like I guess, but like that just the Deathstroke thing is so much more glaringly
it's way worse, but I didn't know that part yet. I just was like, this is okay. Well, at least they did good like teamwork stuff.
Yeah, I feel like it was just like a tongue in cheek. I'm like, yeah, that's what teenage boys only think about. It's getting some loving, so to speak. So that part to me was like, yeah, that's kind of cute. That's funny, especially because there was no established like, oh, and when we exchange that information, we are wed. There was no exclusivity.
Language.
Yeah, it was just like it appeared to them as promiscuity, and I like the eye rolls that the female teens had. They were just like, ugh, kind of deal. I like that.
Yeah, so then credits happen, and then it comes back to Dick Grayson
5 years
Nightwing.
later. Yeah,
I don't like the new 52 Red. I'm all about.
I like the blue too.
I'm all about the blue.
The blue looks better. The red doesn't look bad, but I like the blue better.
And I know they did it in Batman and Robin and the new 52, but I just have always been like, no. I like the full divorce from the red of Robin to the blue.
I completely agree.
But yeah, that's what he's rocking, and he is trying to help the team, but it does seem like he's also there to ask Corey to move in with him.
Yep.
Which is nice. That is around the time where I'm like, I just feel like I've seen this already. Which isn't bad, but I just think, oh, I thought I was watching something new.
Sure.
But Raven is there, and I think this is the most I've liked Raven. Some of the jokes she makes, and then how she genuinely tries to connect with Tara later. But yeah, the new roster is Raven, Tara, Beast Boy's still there, Starfire's still there, and Blue Beetle,
and Damien.
Oh yeah, I forgot about Damien. Not in a like he sucks. Just I forgot. Yes, I mentioned him earlier. Yeah, he's important to this.
He doesn't suck as much in this, but that's because he doesn't get a lot of screen time either.
Yeah, I think they use him well. Like there's the idea that it's usually like Tim Drake, Robin, like in Young Justice, but whatever they did Damien here. And Blue Beetle, who I enjoyed just having him. I think I unfairly compared him to the Young Justice Blue Beetle, where I'm like, that guy just was way more lively. There was just something about the delivery on this that felt flat and tired somehow.
Yeah, It's funny because like of what I've seen from Young Justice and from what I've seen from the Titans show and this, I'm like, I feel like they swap that energy between Beast Boy in the Titans show, where he's like all doom and glooms and very emotional and all that kind of stuff, and Jaime being
He's the doom and gloom of this.
he's the doom and gloom here, and I'm just like, don't know if I love that energy, but it does serve him a little bit better for the story that they're
Oh, yeah.
they're trying to tell.
It makes sense for his story.
Yeah.
But I'm just like, I just wish he was a bit more lively, but I understand
I
that
do
you
agree.
think that it would be too much of Beast Boy's energy in this, which I like, because it's not as... There's just something about the, like, Teen Titans and Teen Titans Go version, or I should say Teen Titans Go version, not... So the Teen Titans Go version, just where it seems like he's somewhat doing a black scent, where I'm like, just fuck this character, I don't like it.
Yeah,
This
I don't
feels
like
like the
that
fun
happens.
version of that without the nonsense accent. I'm just like, yeah, okay, this is the exact right level for me of Beast Boy.
Yeah.
The way I think he should be done.
Yeah, Beast Boy is a lot of fun in this. I really liked Beast Boy and like all his social media references and all that kind of. Well, yeah, they're teens. This is this makes sense.
That's the fun thing of the first scene is him being like, I'm getting. It's obviously Twitter. They just didn't call it that, but he's like, I'm getting this new thing, like. It's Twitter, and then later on, you're like, how it's grown for him, and he's grown his audience. I'm like, oh wow, okay, that wasn't just a one-off thing, like that.
Yeah, that wasn't a throwaway. Yeah.
But in this, he's not into Raven. He is 100% into Terra. And I was like, oh, that's interesting. I understand. You take the happiest character and make him saddest when the betrayal happens. But I was like, oh, okay, yeah. And for me, obviously, I think that's the other issue is even though I defended it earlier by being like, well, everyone just knows the Judas contract, that would care about a Teen Titans thing. Like,
Sure.
It's kind of like the story you need to tell with the Teen Titans. I wonder what it would have been like for the first time reading it to be like, so this thing's called Judas Contract, and I don't know who Terra is, and now she's here. I wonder who's going to do the Judas thing.
That's exactly why I complained about the name. That's the exact reason. I'm just like, nah, I know a sus character when I see one.
Well, I guess the only reason I defended it would be like, if they didn't call it that, people would be like, they're just copying the Judas Contract.
Yes. If the comic run is
2017.
literally called the Judas Contract, I'm like, okay. But it still feels like, yeah, maybe y'all need to know
Maybe
that
there's
people
other
are
new
more aware
characters
of
on
what
the
the
team, so you
Judas.
don't know for sure.
Sure.
I just wish
But
I read the comic. I don't because
Yeah.
it just feels like even if you read it in the first one, you'd be like, it's Terra.
Dead giveaway. Dead
Obviously.
giveaway. Yeah, dead giveaway.
I don't know
And
who this is.
Yeah.
I did think, oh, is this movie going to do something wild and kill off Damian Wayne? Because basically, Tara has an issue where like she can kind of lash out, or she was having like bad dreams that affected people, and they all kind of go, well, you know, that's okay, we'll just work through this. And Damian is the only one saying, no, this isn't good, there's something off about her, even if you ignore the others. I think this movie also shows the Bat Sons being good detectives, or at least picking up on things. I would say Damien actually more so, because he picked up on, no, there's just something about how she treats us and keeps us at a distance, versus the other issues that are, I agree, not real issues. We'll work through those. And so he follows her. And I thought they were going to slow play it, but it's kind of almost just immediately, she's like, no, you think I can't hear you? I can feel the vibrations. And then Deathstroke just comes out right away, and she helps Deathstroke. So there's no, like, I appreciate that in an 83-minute movie, that they're just like, nah, it's just, she's the Judas. And I even like what she says when he's like, how could you betray us? And she's like, that assumes I was ever on your side to begin with.
I like that.
And I'm like, it's a good line. I do like it. I'm like, it's still a betrayal, but that is a good line. I like that she just twisted the knife a little bit there.
Very effective stuff, for sure.
Yeah, and I thought they were going to kill him off, honestly, because Damian Wayne has died in the comics. And I'm like, they could do other comic accurate stuff here and kill him.
Yes.
But they didn't.
But and Also,
not that I think it would make it better, but I was kind of like at one point like, whoa, like he's like he doesn't have any powers. They could really kill him.
yeah, and especially because I'm like, now that you're talking about it, and I'm thinking back to it, I'm like, yeah, why would they zap his power in the third act? And I'm like, what power does he have? He ain't got nothing. But
I think it's just the brain power. It's got to be.
Maybe, but to me, I'm just like, there's a reason why they went with Damien first, because A, he was onto her already, but B, it's because I thought they were going to dangle him out as bait for the rest of the Titans to try to get him. No, none of that. I was just like
trying to keep him away.
Yeah, they're just like, no, we're just going to keep him here, and he's just annoying.
Use his phone to be like,
yeah.
I like at one point, he's just like, I'm doing my own thing, and Dick's like, yeah, I got it. I'm not even going to bother him. And Starfire says, well, you should look into this. And Deathstroke is on the other end of the phone being like, he was going to type something out, and then he says, oh no, you're way more of a dick than that. Let me reword this.
Yeah. It's really good.
Yeah, it was just one of those things where I was interested in how they changed it so that there was this animosity between Deathstroke and Damien, because it does make sense on paper to be like, well, if he felt like he was next in line, and he'd be pissed off that a little kid gets to bat. In addition to being like, I don't like Batman, and this is actually his son, and not in a like, and now I'm gonna hurt his son. More like, and you're attached to that legacy. Like, this is all just muddying stuff I like. Like,
yeah.
I like being able to fight a Batman. I like being part of this thing, and you're just a part of it, and I don't like it.
Yeah.
But it does then put him in another situation where, like, the age gap here is too much for me to fully embrace you going head to head with this 10-year-old.
Yeah.
It just would have been
not
better
great.
if it was Dick Grayson. Because
Yeah.
that is historically what happens, but also there's still an age gap, but at least Dick Grayson is more of an adult.
So I could ignore the age gap from the combat standpoint more if there was more, like, if there was more of the team that they were taking. Like, basically, if Deathstroke had to fight 3 of them at a time, I'm like, yeah, okay, that's a real
he just
threat.
fights the Bat Sons at the end. But
yeah.
I didn't mean head to head in a physical way. I meant head to head in just like he's actually trying to do some like battle of wits there. Like at some point,
I see what you mean.
You're trying to bait me into a fight, and then goes fuck it and still hits him. And I'm like, I just feel like he's 10. You can just walk away. Like, you already won. You don't need to. The investment feels weirder because it's just a kid than if it were Dick Grayson.
Yes.
No way is he your equal or your peer. So, like, you just already won. You've got him stuck in the wall, and you're still, like, in his face trying to one-up him. And I'm like, are you an idiot?
He's definitely jealous and insecure based on the fact that it's like, yeah, Nepo baby basically took what I was working so hard to do. Yeah. And I'm like, okay, I really like that angle about why Deathstroke has lost his cool and like will slap him around just a little bit. Like, that makes so much sense to me. But the idea of like, yeah, it's uncomfortable. That's just literally child abuse there, especially because he can't defend himself. I'm like, it's different when he's actively
and he says,
trying to fight you.
Do you want to let me out so it's a fair fight?
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, now that the 10-year-old has brought it out, it just seems awkward.
Yes. Yeah, it just makes Deathstroke look worse. I was like, oh, yeah, he should have really kept her cool on that one. Yeah. There was really no point. I mean, like, if anything at all, I'm like, put a gag in him. Like, that'll be fine. Just gag him up so he can't talk anymore.
Or just keep Tara in there to keep chipping away at him.
Yeah.
The visually, it feels better that way.
Yes, absolutely it does. But
yeah,
I mean, if they're gonna put like a huge age gap relationship in this, I'm like, yeah, I don't think they're terribly concerned with optics.
Yeah. So yeah, that happens, and ultimately they try to take out. Well, we learn that why Deathstroke has been a part of this is because Brother Blood paid him to capture all of the Teen Titans, and that's why he can't kill Damien, because he needs all the bodies. but he does kill, or he thinks he kills Dick Grayson, because everyone gets called out. He sends like a bomb to Starfire as a guise of, hey, this is from Dick. He just puts a bomb under Jaime Reyes' chair at the place he volunteers.
Mm-hmm.
He tricks Beast Boy into thinking he's going to be on Kevin Smith's podcast, and this is just
the button.
comical. Just a button that says "Don't press this," knowing he's going to press it, and then he gets hit with the darts. And when they show it happening, I'm like, there was 3 darts and only 2 of them hit him. It's just like this very like, jeez, this feels like overboard.
Yeah.
And we saw him get Damien, so we didn't need that. But so then he's trying to take Dick out one-on-one and shoots him, and for whatever reason Dick doesn't just have like a Batman body armor thing. He's a piece of wood.
That's the thing that bothered me a lot during this. I'm like, okay, the wood stopped the knife. That makes sense. You're not going to tell me wood can stop a freaking bullet. It makes more sense for him to have the suit on underneath. Like, why would they not? It's not like he was wearing a tank top or anything like that.
To fight people.
Yeah.
He was like, oh no, I gotta get things. It would make sense that he'd be like, I don't know why he's not just in his Nightwing suit. They were in, like, I'm not complaining, but they were in their costume a lot in this movie in times where I'm like, I don't even think it makes sense. I'm just glad they're in the costumes. But except for that, where I'm like, okay, well, but you certainly would have some kind of protection if you think you're going into battle.
That's what I would think.
But anyway, that happens.
Yeah.
And then they get to the point where I was like, all right, this has gone too far. Where basically Brother was like, but these aren't all the Titans. Mm-hmm. And Deathstroke's like, I mean, I don't care. I had to kill Dick Grayson. Mm-hmm. And he's like, well, I need the bodies. So someone's got to go. And that's...
Yeah, is that why they put Damien in? Or
no, Damien was always in. It was when they put Tara in, and Tara goes, "Fuck! If I knew you were going to do that, I would have charged you more." It wasn't like, "Oh, you can't do that. That's my person." He was just like, okay, yeah, there you go, take her. But I should have charged you double because her power set is way better than basically all of these idiots.
Yeah,
and then they just give him more money. He's like, "Okay, great, thanks," and then turns to Starfire and is just like, "Yeah, it's a real shame we didn't get the fuck since we're newly single." And I'm like, what is happening in this
That was
movie?
weird.
What is happening? Why is he talking like this?
I don't know. It was just so weird. And I'm like, I don't know if that's him trying to make Tara, like, just twist the knife in for Tara.
I genuinely think he does not care about her. I think that was just to show, like, this is who I really wanted to fuck. And like, but I'm like, they didn't even slow play that. I didn't even know he cared about her.
When he said that, I'm like, at least this is an age-appropriate statement. Not that it's better, but I'm like, okay, I can deal with that. It's not great, but I can deal with it. The fact that you are manipulating a child since her teenage years and grooming her with this... I
did not understand what we were going for with this Deathstroke.
I don't get it either.
Okay, fine, he's cold and calculating until he just turns to Starfire out of nowhere, like, oh, pity we never had sex. I'm like, what?
That is out of character so much, because it's just like, you're a professional merc, and that's why I like how he got brought into the fold in this story. I'm like, yeah, he's a merc doing merc things. This is great. And he's also got a personal vendetta. It's like he gets paid to have his revenge. Fantastic. But I'm just like, now you're getting sloppy, because like your beef basically is with the Bat-Fam people. And it's just like, now I guess he's being like, yeah, I'm gonna twist the knife in for no, it still doesn't make sense. It is just completely out of character.
I feel like he already said that Dick Grayson was dead, but the way it's played, I feel like Starfire goes, as if she's like, wait, he's dead? And I'm like, hey, he already said he killed him. That was the whole thing. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Yeah, that I really did not appreciate that, because I was just like, all this sex stuff, I don't think it's actually age appropriate. It's just not a minor or someone who looks like one.
Sure.
But it's because I've got to imagine Deathstroke's in like his 60s, and because they make a point of saying, yeah, he's addicted to the Lazarus Pit. That's why he's so strong.
Yeah.
and agile. But he's not like a 40-year-old. It's not. I don't even think he's supposed to be 50. I think he's supposed to be old. But
So my question: how old do we think Corey is in this?
I only think it makes sense if she's supposed to be the equivalent of Dick Grayson.
Which is 30?
I don't even think he's in his 30s. If he's
Like,
still
so
doing
late
teen time
20s
stuff,
then.
yeah.
Okay. Again, age appropriate. I still think gross, but that's just because I'm going through my own dating dilemma right now, where I'm like, I'm about to turn 40, bro. What cutoff is? What's age appropriate to you now? I've never had that issue before, so I'm just like watching Deathstroke. I'm like, definitely that's not okay. That is not okay by any means whatsoever. It's gross.
Very gross.
Yeah.
But at least they were consistent. He's a bad guy and he does bad things.
Yes, yeah, yeah. I love to hate him in this one, but like,
But I was very surprised where he just did not care for Tara. Because I don't think he said that to even acknowledge Tara. I think that was him just being like, one more shot. And I feel like they were like, and watch how Corey reacts. But I'm like, well, she already had that information, but whatever. Sure.
Yeah.
Like, it really just felt like a separate thing. Like he was moving on to something else.
yeah, the not tearing. Okay, so I think the not caring about Tara part. I'm like, no, that tracks based on what he's
I don't
doing
think
and all
that's
that kind of
bad.
stuff.
I just was surprised at how, based on other iterations
How-
I've seen, how he was
Oh,
like,
I
it just really means nothing to me.
Right. Okay. So if you're talking about the backstory aspect of it, I was just like, no, based on what I'm seeing right now and my lack of familiarity with any of the backstory of Titans, I'm like, okay, this tracks. He's just straight up being a merc and just using people and getting a payday. And I'm like, all right, that tracks. I'm good with that. The whole angle, the whole bit. I'm like, yeah, just do the father thing, do the adopted daughter thing. Like, that would have been so much better. And then he was like, well, we can finally, like, go on this vacation together. Go to Disneyland together or something like that.
I've been here for a year. I don't get to see you that much. Like, it'll be good to be done with this, and we can go back to being a family.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I guess then you would have a hard time at the end where he has this big, oh, I should have charged you double. Then it would be harder for that if he felt something for her. I was just surprised. As you said, it makes sense. It's not like that. It's coupled with the whole.
Because
Too bad we never had sex Starfire.
Yeah. So correct me if I'm wrong. Does he say that at the? Because I thought he said it at the beginning when the reveal was okay. Brother Blood and they're and Deathstroke are working together, and Brother Blood just wants to move the timeline up, and he goes like, "Well, that's going to cost you," and then Brother Blood goes like, "I'll double it." Does he double it again at the end?
He said, "I should have charged you double because you're getting Tara now out of this situation." Which is better than.
So he doesn't double it again. So okay.
I don't know what was agreed to. I know he got 200 million, so I don't know what
100 million was probably the original.
So then it's
thing.
only the one double.
Yeah. Okay.
Because it did get doubled then. If it was supposed to be 100 million, he got 200 million. But
Right.
if you're saying there was a timeline shift and that was going to be double, then he didn't get double for Tara. But that's what he's saying. I should have charged you double because now you're getting Tara.
Right. So 400 grand and 400 million.
So he didn't get that though. He got 200.
Yes. So yeah, that is weird because that does imply it's like, yeah, I did care about her a little bit. If you're gonna make me betray someone I care about a little bit, like my price is this, like that makes sense to me. But the fact that
that's not what he's saying.
That's what I'm like. Yeah, that doesn't make sense.
He's just saying, I want more because you're getting a more powerful thing out of this.
Yeah, which is weird. Because I'm like, why in the first place would you not want to give up Tara knowing that she is, A, more powerful, and you're double-crossing her, and she's probably going to not feel good about that because she had romantic interests in you. Like, why would you not offer that up to cleanly just tie up everything? You know what I mean?
I agree.
It's silly.
I can see him being like, this is a very useful person. I would keep using her to do what I want, but
Yeah, but then he would
guess
actually have to follow through with the romantic side of it.
I mean, it worked out for him.
Sure.
Because he didn't have to follow through on anything.
Yeah, I guess. But
But yeah, Dick Grayson comes back and releases them all. I forgot that part. Yeah,
He frees them all.
He frees them all, and they all. I was like, oh, are they gonna have like downtime? Like, had this been sucking their power? But Beast Boy right away is able to just be like, yep, I'm ready to go. I'm like, oh, okay, everyone's ready.
I was not prepared for that. I thought there would be downtime, especially, or I thought there would be like, we need to like transfer the powers back at some. You know what I mean?
I guess because they already knew they had the like Brother Blood with all their powers ready to go. That
sure
they don't need any downtime because like, well, they're gonna need to be able to fight this guy right away.
Yeah. But to me, I'm like...
I don't think that means it's good. I just was like, oh, they're just ready to go. Oh, okay, they got to fight this guy. Great. All right, moving on.
Yeah, I that's probably what it was. It was just out of necessity. But to me, I'm like, you can't tell me there's no downtime. Basically, you just found the Pokemon clone glitch from the Gen 1 version of Pokemon, where you would trade and then turn off the console at the right time, and you'd both have the same Pokemon. It's just like you duped powers. There was no transfer.
No. He got all their powers, and they kept theirs.
Yeah, I would say I will say Brother Blood with all the powers combined, it did look cool. It did not look stupid. It looked pretty cool.
That it was Brother Blood. I'm like, oh, who's this guy now? And then I was like, oh, it's Brother Blood.
Yeah,
I was just like, oh, this is cool. Who's this
guy
now?
You really don't like the Brother Blood character.
No, it truly, and it's not a hate or like, I just, for whatever reason, my brain is like, this is boring. I'm done.
Is that consistent with all cult leaders, or is it just Brother Blood?
I think, yeah, probably. I don't know that I need cult leaders in superhero stuff. I don't like. It feels too pedestrian at that point because there are just real cult leaders.
But see, that's what I mean. Is like that's why I was like, oh, this feels like a Titans level threat because it's a cult leader.
I mean, not really, because Starfire is very powerful. Raven's very powerful. So if we're just going after some guy who's good with words, well, what are we doing? And I understand that he's doing more, but like, is that different than if Bane had been fighting them, which I think is a more of a Teen Titans level threat?
True.
Or is like the moment you need to make him be able to do powerful things, as in like physically powerful things, we're not really engaging with the cult leader type thing, and it doesn't, to me, feel that interesting.
Yeah. The only thing that justifies the cult leader thing, I'm like, oh, okay, that's where he got all his money from.
Yeah, but like, I just feel like it's the
Batman
it makes universe. Sense. Like, what do I really care how the bad guys got all their money? That's never been like, they do bad things and rob people to keep funding their endeavors.
Yeah, but that's what a cult does.
Yeah, I know, but that's what I'm saying. We're doing superhero stuff. We don't need to do real life stuff.
I mean, that's fair, but
it's supposed to be a parallel. You
but
can see how this applies to real life without just being like, it's real life.
I get that, but like the fact that he straight up murdered the journalist that was interviewing him and all that kind of stuff is like, and he goes on this rant, is like, I don't know what it is, but every time I bathe in blood, I feel immortal and all that kind of stuff. I'm like, all right, so we are dealing with a supernatural element. It's not just a cult. That's fine.
Because you can't just do a cult. It wouldn't, like, you wouldn't factor, like, it wouldn't work if it was just a cult thing. Because ultimately, we all know what cult leaders are in it for. There is no higher thing to happen. It's just a fraud. It's the Wizard of Oz. Yeah. So, like, that's it.
Yeah, it's a what is it? A bamboozling of people.
Yeah, so
but you know, the thing that I was like, oh, are they gonna make a scene where the cult followers have to bleed into a thing and just so he could? Nope. None of that was done. I'm like, that would have made sense, I guess.
Again, there's no need for this to be a cult thing because it's you. Once he's like, and I'm gonna use their superpowers to become my own thing. He's just like every other super villain. Mm-hmm. And the cult stuff matters not.
It matters, and it would matter if he had henchmen, so to speak. That would, like, no,
I'm basing it off of what we saw, not on what could have been.
Yeah,
it mattered not, and it never matters. Even in the Teen Titans TV, the DC Titans show, he just killed off all of his henchmen.
He does. So, like, he just kills them off right away.
So it's just not a thing that is engaging to me.
That's fair. I happen to like cults in the sense where I'm like, yeah, I think
like
it's
true
pretty.
crime documentaries, but
I-
this is not that.
That's where you and I disagree. I do not like true crime stuff. I just like the idea of cults being put into these kind of stories and all that kind of stuff. I think it's kind of cool. But I get why it doesn't work for you. But it does work for me. I'm a little bit more into Brother Blood because I'm like, oh yeah, okay, there's a plan. It makes sense. Stealing the powers, ascension to God-like stat. Yeah, okay, that makes sense to me. Let's roll with it. And yeah, the backdrop of it being a cult, I'm like, okay.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, I'm not trying to convince you to not like it. I'm glad you like it. But what I'm saying is, ultimately, a cult leader is the Wizard of Oz. The whole point of Wizard of Oz, not the movie, but the literal character, the Wizard of Oz, is that he's a huckster. So there is no ascension to anything. It's just, I'm going to fleece these people and then move on to the next town. Which isn't what is represented in this storyline either. Like, this guy just truly has the power and knows what he wants to do. So then once you bring in all the trappings of a cult, I'm like, why are we doing this? Because this isn't what a cult leader does.
No, you're right about that. I'm just trying to meet this movie halfway.
Like, even killing that reporter, I know that it's ultimately what makes Mother Mayhem be like, all right, I can't rock with this. You're being weird. I just like, see, this isn't going to play into anything other than Mother Mayhem shooting him at the end. It's I'm like, that's interesting, but that wouldn't be more interesting if he was actually a political figure that is like, I'm just killing. But if he's just a cult leader, you're like, but like, who would take that person seriously in real life other than the people who are already predisposed to being part of a cult?
Yeah. Like, if it was like our current situation where we basically have a cult leader in as president and you have MAGA, I'm like, okay, you're trying to say something with all this, but I'm like, yeah, none of these things are really tying together.
No,
it's not,
because I don't think the cult part needs to be there.
That's fair. I don't mind it, but you make a lot of solid points that it did not need to happen, for sure. Except for probably the original
comic
backstory.
Yeah,
that's probably
like,
why.
I'm not here to be like, oh, I wish I didn't do it. I think you might as well put him in there if that's what's driving the original story.
Right.
But I would say leave out the Terra thing if that.
Yeah, that's gross.
One day I'll find out if that's in the original.
Yeah. I like what you rewrote for them better. It's a surrogate father situation, and he's manipulating her better. Like that makes so much more sense to me. And it's just like, yeah, okay, he saved her, and her own family abandoned her. It writes itself. The psychology of it. So you're absolutely right. Like the whole romance part of it, I'm like, God, this is gross. Yeah. It's so gross.
Yeah. I do like that, as I said, Raven has that moment of like, oh yeah, apparently this is a direct sequel to something that already happened, so all of the stuff that feels like it's just dialogue is just referencing the movie that came before it. I don't remember what it's called. But it's the movie where they get rid of Trigon. And so Raven is freshly off of this thing of having a father figure fuck with her and make her feel disillusioned. And so I like that she tried to connect with Raven or with Terra on that level, but then unfortunately for us and those characters, Terra's like, no, I'm trying to fuck. He's not my dad. No, it's not the same thing.
Yeah. And I'm like, the other angle too is like, yeah, okay. And I didn't watch the movie that is the
maybe I did, maybe I didn't. I don't know
before this, but I'm just like, I'm assuming that Raven had an element where she couldn't control her powers, so they had the offer of like, I could show you meditation techniques. I'm like, yeah, that legit makes sense. I really like the fact that she's like, hey, I see some of me in her. I can help her out. Like, I do like Raven in this for that.
I do like Raven in this. I also liked when Raven tried to get her to the surprise party.
Yeah.
Tara's like ready to fight. And she's like, oh, no, surprise, you made it to a year. Happy anniversary. And I like that Tara teared up for that. That was nice.
Yeah, I like that moment where she was like, "No one's ever done anything like this for me," and all that kind of stuff. I'm like, yeah, that felt genuine. Felt good.
And it means that she fights with them at the end as opposed to against them.
Yes. Yeah.
But she does die. Like,
'cause,
in
like,
the comic.
Yeah, I legit thought that there was going to be a moment where she would have to pick between Deathstroke and the Titans and all that kind of stuff. No, Deathstroke does the picking for her. It's very obvious at that point. It's just like, yeah.
At one point, she's like, "Can you help me?" And he's like, "No." And she's like, "Okay, well then, I know where I stand."
Yep. Yep.
I haven't really gotten into the Beast Boy of it all, but he does. I do feel like at one point, even Blue Beetle's like, "You're just kind of a pest to her. Maybe stop doing that. You're just forcing yourself on her." And I like that he gets there, and I like his initial joke of, "If you want to talk, I'm all ears," and he turns into a rabbit.
Yeah, he's good at that.
But then they have a genuine understanding, which I like.
Mm-hmm.
And he gets to kiss her, and he's very happy about it. But yeah, I like that he tried for real to connect with her instead of just wanting the new girl on the team.
Yeah, and I really like that Jaime was like, "Bro, you gotta chill on that a little bit. It's a bit much." Like, I really like that for sure, because it's just like, yeah, it's not cool when you just like constantly are like hitting on that same note with women.
She was not ambiguous about it.
Yeah, she was very clear.
I don't want to be with you. Please stop.
Yeah.
Maybe she didn't say please, but she would say stop, and I'm not interested.
Yep. But yeah.
But obviously, she was in a better, more receptive mood when she saw the effort put into making her feel at home.
Yep. Yeah.
But we know that obviously she's already kind of out on this idea because she knows she has to betray them. But I like that meant something to her, because if she was saved by Deathstroke and only really had Deathstroke in her life, then yeah, you would not know what. I don't mean romantic, just love looks like.
Yeah. This. I came in to this recording being like, I like this a lot, and we have successfully talked through a lot of points that make me be like, maybe this isn't as solid as I thought it was.
Well, sorry.
No, this is what's good about these discussions, right? I'm seeing something that I don't usually see and getting to challenge different perspectives. It's great. You didn't ruin anything. The stuff that I like is still good.
Yeah.
But it's just like the stuff that we're talking through. I'm like, yeah, it's way, way messier than I originally thought it was.
I did like Starfire being a bit upset because at a certain point everyone's just looking to Dick for direction.
Yes.
And I do like, at first it was nice that you're back, but now it just feels like I'm being overlooked. And I like that Dick says, just remember you're the one they chose to lead. I was like de facto leader because I'm Batman's son, but like, they chose you to lead. So don't ever forget. I thought that was a nice touch.
It was.
Don't forget that you were actually elected to be the leader here. So
and I like that.
Go away just because I'm here.
Yeah, I like those little domesticated moments between the two where it's like, yeah, you're moving in together and there's like actual stuff that you have to kind of sort out and all that kind of
like. I didn't realize you had so many weapons.
Yeah, but the thing that I really, really enjoyed was like, yeah, they didn't teach me how to cook back on my planet and all that kind of stuff, so it's better for you to bring home something. And like, to me, I'm like, you look like you set water on fire. That was a pot of boiling water. You set it on fire. That's impressive. You know what I mean? It was a funny thing.
I did like I think everything about them together, Dick Grayson and Corey, especially when I think it's the scene in my background where he's not paying attention. He's just trying to hack into something, and so she has to save him. And she's like, can you pay attention? I would like you to stay alive. And then he saves her while she's doing stuff. And I'm like, there you go, nice oil team.
Yeah.
Again, stuff I wish was in DC Titans. a team show actually
Yes.
showing the team being functional.
Yep.
Or if anyone liked each other outside of the ancillary characters like Hawk and Dove.
Yes. Very, very true. Yeah, like they'll come together for the season finale, and then they'll inexplicably just like fracture again as a team. And I'm like, what is going on? I thought we were over that.
This felt better of, even though there's two versions of the team in the movie, like, yeah, because the other ones grew up and now this is the second or whatever generation. But the idea is it's always a team that wants to be around each other and helps each other in different ways.
Gotcha. Yeah. It's cool. It's cool. I like it.
I do like part of the fun of Blue Beetle, which is in the movie, it's as in the Blue Beetle movie, not this movie, as well, is that he doesn't fully control the scarab on his back. So it's just, there is just moments where it's like, oh, how's he gonna get out of this? Like, especially when he's volunteering at the kitchen, and I like his reasoning, which is, I just need the scarab to be immersed around more people, so it's not always like on edge with people. But he's starting to have feelings for someone who works there, and the scarab takes that as, something's wrong here.
Your heart rate's accelerating. What's going on? I'm like, that was really funny. I really like that.
It's not time to fight. It's not time to fight.
Yeah. It was good. It was really, really good. I like that part a lot.
Yeah. So that's Blue Beetle. I mean, he doesn't. His family is in it. I do like that they keep that his family knows who he is. And I feel like there's an element of them being like, do you have it under control yet? Come on, figure this out.
Are you safe to be around? We want you home and all that kind of stuff. And I do like that element, and and I like how when Beast Boy was talking to Tara and all that kind of stuff, it's like, yeah, we all have our shit, and bringing up the fact that Beetle is like, Jaime is like, might never ever see them again, and he's the reason that he gets to see them again at the end. Like, yeah, this is good Beast Boy stuff. This is really good Beast Boy stuff.
And she's like, yeah, but you're normal. And I like the Beast Boy just points at his green skin.
Yeah. Yeah. And I like how Tara's like, yeah, but you love attention, so like that works for you.
You wouldn't change it if you could.
And I'm like, yep, bingo. The guy that's obsessed with social media. Yeah, you got his number there. I loved it.
But yeah, the other part that showed Dick Grayson being good at what he does was when he figures out how each person got taken out. He's like envisioning it. I appreciated that period of time of him being able to be like, okay, this is how they would have been taken out, that and everything, especially the Beast Boy one. He just saw the button and he's like, Gar, come on.
I will say though, I'm just like, I was just so curious about that, but at the same time, like, I thought about it briefly. I'm like, if I was in his position, I'm like, no, still don't touch it. Because what if it was like confetti that Kevin Smith wanted to have during the show or something like that, or like sirens or whatever. I'm just like, I get it, the intrusive thoughts, man. I get it, especially for how they were playing him up to be so spunky and like, carefree. I'm like, yeah, I get that would actually be effective for him. But I'm just like, yeah, come on, dude. Like, you're making this too easy for people.
Yeah.
Dude,
anyway, they all save the day, and then we see Beast Boy on Kevin Smith's podcast, played by real Kevin Smith, talking about the new Wonder Girl team member. And then they do have a post-credit scene, and I was like, oh, okay. Because my thing was early on, Brother Blood shoots someone, but they'd already established that like getting hit with this pipe didn't even make a dent, and I'm just like, would that have killed him? Like, it seems like it would have been. Apparently that is the character Jericho, like the Deathstroke's son from season 2. And I was like, oh, I didn't capture that, but yeah, that's what it says.
Interesting. So why wasn't Deathstroke pissed off about that?
doesn't matter. It's
Genuinely,
credit scene.
genuinely perplexing to me at this point in time.
All right.
Yeah, everything around Deathstroke to me is just messy now.
Yep.
I just like the character design.
I like the look of him. Yeah.
Yeah, the design of the character looks amazing. He looks so cool. But then I'm like, yeah, the writing was very sloppy around him, for sure. Because it's just around Deathstroke, in my opinion. Everything else is like, yeah, okay, this checks out. There's a lot of thought and attention put into this. And Deathstroke is just like, ew, you pick a lane, man.
Yeah, not into it. All right, I'm gonna have to rate this.
Yep.
I'm gonna give it a 7.
It's a 6.5 for me.
Excellent. Yeah. Sorry if everyone liked this better and thought it was a good interpretation of Judas Contract. I'll read the comics one day. But other than that, thank you very much for listening. If you want to hear all of our episodes, we are at tdferything.com/spoiledrotten or any podcast platform of your choice. You can get in touch with us at tdfspoiled on Instagram, Threads, TikTok, Lemonade, and YouTube. And our email is spoiledpodcast@gmail.com, so you can get in touch that way. Most likely this is our last episode of the season, of the year I should say, so we'll be back in January, but enjoy the holiday season. Goodbye,
That's right.
everybody.
Cheers!
This has been a TDF Everything production, brah.